Okay, what's going on, everybody? This is Eric at Covenant Love. This is for Chris Seeker. Okay, um, I like how you mumble it and you're breathing real heavy. I'm trying to think who's been debating Carpo about Christianity a lot, and the guy had a radio show with this guy on there, and I'm wondering if that's not the guy. Well known around YouTube. The guy was an atheist, converted to. Well, anyway. So we're going to talk about Venus, okay? Because I am getting the code, and we're going to start talking about it. And you can belittle it as much as you want, but the facts are the facts. So I started off on this. You didn't understand the thing, but what you saw is you saw the metamorphosis to the Son, the three that are one: Father, Son, Holy Ghost, right? No, it's going to be the earth, the blood, and the witness. And then there's three above. So the three below and the three above. So it starts off with Venus, okay? And I'm going to do the red and blue, male and female, fire and water, okay? Basically, it could be sex if you wanted to put it like that. Here's the bottom, based on the cube, the three cubes, okay? I have the three cubes. Each one has three, which makes it 9. So this is the Rubik's Cube in front of you. Okay, this is the first Pythagorean box. The three that are all one, okay? So the fourth box is up here as well. So here's your box. It says 9 boxes, 8 points. 9 times 8 is 72. Times 3 is 216. This is the Pythagorean magic number, okay? It's also can help you break down the great year and the circumference of the moon. You have to add zeros or take them away. We start off with X, or your bones. Your bones, or the X, is 24. It can be, which would be the 3 cycles of Venus. It's this as well again. It can also be the sun, it could be 10, right? So XXX is 30 in the sun, or 72. You have 12 pair of cranial nerves. You've got 64 coming out of your spine. That's 88. That alludes to Mercury. So Mercury and Venus, the two that are closer to the sun besides us, okay? Now, the brain itself is 2 houses divided. But if you take the principle which I'm showing you, you'll see that there is underneath it a cortex, which makes it the 3 that are 1, the 2 halves, and you know that each half is actually 8. So then I try to show you, let me see here now. And then I broke down like the numbers, like 10 is 1, 11 is 2, 12 is 3, 13 is 4, 14 is 5. All these numbers break down, okay, and they equal something. So one of the other videos that you were talking smack about is this one. So what I did is the vortex, the Masonic sign, or the 2 V's slide. A lot of it, if you're going to look at it, you can look at it the magnetism of a vortex, which is 9. So what do you have in the middle of the vortex? You have the box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's the vortex math. But if you lay the Masonic sign this way, straight up and down, you get 1 cube. When you turn it, you get another, and so on. When you turn it, you get 3, but it's in a box, so you got 4. Okay, so this is motion. It's magnetism. I don't know if you guys ever seen that exercise machine where you put it in your hand, you go like that, and you can feel it. It's how we punch in Kung Fu. Give me 1 second here. So we can do. There's like 60 seconds, right, in a minute. There's 60 minutes in a minute. 1 hour's 60 minutes. That's 666. So it's time itself. So we're not stuck in time because if you are understanding what's going on, we don't know the precise time when time started, but they, through the planetary cycles, can at least put you in the now. To do that, they had to be around for at least 25,920 years. Where am I looking here? So I've done a lot of different things here, okay? This is, and also, by the way, 8 times 9 is 72, so there's 9 boxes, 8 corners. There's 72 names of God, there's 72 sounds that the voice makes. There's 72 degrees for the sun moving, which are all 9, by the way. So I try to show over here in a circle, whenever something's in a circle, it's times 3. So if there's a C in a circle, like copyright, that is the cube. It's 3 cubes in a circle. If you see a K in there, it's KKK, right? But KKK is 11, so it's 3 11s, it's 33, or 3 above, 3 below, or 666. 666 is the cube. Each cube has 6 faces. Okay, so this is your world. Now, they've demonized it because they don't want people that aren't willing to search. So when anybody tells me, don't look at that, don't read that, don't listen to them, I do. I look at everybody, I listen to everything, and I make my own judgments. That's why I'm not locked in the box, that's why I'm left-handed, and that's why I do what I do. So, CBS, C's 3, B's 2, S is 19 or 1, together they're 6, spinning around, 3 times 6, right? UL listed, Underwriters Laboratory, 21 and 12, 33, 6. MGM, 13, 13 is 26 plus 7. Okay, they all add up. Fox, 666. But it's not satanic, it's mathematic. So AAA, right? AAA can be either 1 or 11. So AAA could be 3 or it could be 11, 11, 11. It's also the 3 that are 1. And it's also because of my good friend 420 Proto Man and American Idol. If you had looked at this is for Chris Seeker, by the way. If you'd actually looked at the picture instead of thinking you know something and actually, because I could tell you're listening, and I also noticed that you liked regarding me one's little comment towards me as far as that I'm using a calculator to understand the universe. But I've always used the KISS method. I am somebody that understands very complex things very simplistically. So V22, K11, all these things there's so much stuff. So you have 180 degrees, 180 degrees. Together they make 360 degrees. That's 18, which is 9, that's 18, which is 9, and that's 360, which is 36, and that's 9. So that's also the box. What I find is people that slyly belittle you always have ulterior motives, and usually it's that they either do not understand you. Also, I'd like to show you something else. So here's the box, right? Or let's think of this as time, but you have 12 at the top, you've got 3, so it goes 3, it doesn't start at 12, it goes 3, 6, 9, and then it goes right back to 3, or 12. 12 is 3, so 33 is in the right angle. I hope that this is not boring you. This is not the greatest video, but it's important that we try to figure out what's going on here, yes? So, here we have the beginning of the alphabet, which I very clearly described. You have 1 through 26, right? And I showed you that if you put alpha and the uppercase and lowercase, 3 that are 1, it's 1 alphabet, it adds up 369, 369, 369, all the way down, and the total, of course, because you're missing the 27th box because that's 0, but that's 78, which correlates to your organs, and it correlates to the tarot cards, okay? If you add the 10, which is the cortex, and the one that's hidden is your pineal gland, you'll start to see that. It's the missing link. So originally they had 81 constellations. I'll let you figure out how they added that. It has to do with Mercury. Actually, it didn't have to do with Mercury before. It now has to do with Mercury. So this breaks down, the 369 breaks down into 30 degrees, 60 degrees, 90 degrees, 30 degrees, 60 degrees, 90 degrees, boom, boom, boom. To break this down and to understand it, because I don't understand obviously all the cubes yet, and that's what I'm working on. And I like to share my stuff with people because I care. I care. So what I tried to show you with the beehive, because the beehive is what runs the world, right? So we can see Queen Elizabeth back in the day, some of the older pictures of her, she's actually wearing, her outfit is actually a bee, and she's got like the eyes on the side of her face, but she's the queen bee. She's the mother of the hive. So bee, so then I started thinking, well, Venus is the lady, okay? The lady in red, however, you've got two women, okay, two mothers. You've got Venus and you've got the moon. Right now, I'm concentrating, although they are both 13 and add up to 26, which is the alphabet, I'm concentrating solely on love, which would be Venus. Okay? So B is 2, E is 5, and E is 5 as well. What I showed you down here, since you didn't acknowledge or try to talk about any of that, is that there are two pentagrams, upright and inverted. It takes 8 years to make a 5-pointed pentagram. Together, that is 13. 5 plus 8 again. Okay, so I showed you right here just in B, Venus. Then I see the box, okay, which is 8. And this is Venus. Venus in an 8-year cycle. Okay, then 9. Both 8 and 9 are together. We're already talking about the 72 again. It's a male-driven society, right? You got the V, which is 22. But 22 and 5 add up to 27, which is the cube. And the 9 and the eye, a small eye itself, if you use a circle, it's going to be again 360 degrees, because the circle is 360 and the eye is 9. So if we were deciphering cryptographs, or we were trying to figure out what we were doing here exactly, where's my stuff? On the opposite side here. Okay, here we go. I was on the wrong side, gentlemen and ladies. Okay, so you have 5 senses. The pentagram. Everything's based off of the pentagram, which is made by Venus. You can see it in an apple. So do frequencies actually manipulate or make things in this world? Absolutely. Okay, so your brain, okay, is the cube as well. The cube of the brain. There are 2 hemispheres broken down into 4 parts times 2 is 8. So the system and the numbers actually break down all the same. And when you try to belittle people, it's kind of rude. So you got north, south, east, west, northwest, southwest, southeast, right? These are the 2 cubes spinning. It's Earth. Okay, and Earth is a cube. It's broken down into 8 parts, or 8 times 8, which is 64, which is the chessboard. Where is my... It's funny is this isn't even the stuff I'm going to show you. So I've been breaking down the code quite severely today, and I literally can see it in just about everything. And when I mean that, I mean in that media advertisement. Okay, so these are just some of my doodles, okay? So the 4 times 8 right there, but you got to understand that there's another cube on the other side, so this is actually 8 cubes. Okay, here you got your vortex, right? Which would be V and V if you wanted to do it that way. V and V is, what is that, 22, 22, so that's going to be 44, which is 8. So this is also the cube. It's also 3 up and 3 down. You have 3 circles that are connected, so the 3 that are 1. these are very simple things, and we all search for something different. I just wanted to know, be as close as I can to the Father and creation. So there's your north, south, east, and west spinning, right? Okay. 8 points on a box. Where is it? You're trying to hide? They don't want you to figure it out. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. So this is the great year, right? And we know the great year is going opposite of this. But again, I just wanted to show you. So Mercury, every 88 days, makes a complete trip around the sun. So the sun, it does it 4 times in a year. 88 goes into the year 4 times. So what I did is I took so there's 3 cubes that are 1. The 3 cube, the 4 cube, the 5 cube, which add up to this cube, the 3 that are the 1. So here you have 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72, right? On and on. 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9, 4 times. 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9. This stuff is really clear, and it's kind of embarrassing, some of the things that you guys will say to discredit people when you don't understand what you're looking at. So when I start talking about 3 times 8, which is 24 times 3, which is 72 times 3, I'm talking about the first Rubik's Cube. Okay? So it is the 3 that are 1. And the I's in the middle, right? Okay? It's understanding. See? So I was doing stuff like this. So I was doing the 3 that are 1, 24, 24, 24. That's the face of that. That's the cube right there. 72. Each one's 72. Because they're 8. There's 8 points to each box. You know, you unfold the box, you get the cross. 6 circles, 6 times 9 is 54. All right, I think that's about it. Okay, so now, I'm going to do a real simple one for you, okay? So I've got okay, LA Weekly. Okay, LA Weekly. First off, I want to say, which I think is important, and this is something that my very good friend 420 Proto Man, and by the way, this is all dedicated to Shannon Constance and 420 Proto Man, to Jessica, and to both Jessicas. People have been really sharing stuff with me, just wonderful information, and I cannot tell you, not only does it humble me to be able to share this, it humbles me that I even know people of such quality, okay? So, what 420 Proto Man said, and this is the same thing with American Idol, is that they did the A like Venus. So that's kind of how they did the A, but it flows a little better. I'm not an artist by any means. But the A can be Venus, so that means it can also be 5, and it can also be 8, and it can also be 13, or 4, if you know how to add up what I just said. So let's make it clear for you so you can understand. So 5 plus 8, right? 8 years with a 5-pointed box is 13. LA, 12, 13. 12, 13. It's also 23. L and 11, because ace can be 11 as well. So the A, or ace, is 11. It's 23, which is 5. So it is also a 5-pointed pentagram. But hold on. 12 is 3. So 3 plus 4, right? Plus 4 is 8. It's also the cube. Okay? So, it's also, let me see here, I'm screwed up on this one. This is also 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? 6 plus 4 is 10. So it's also what they consider God. There's a lot of different ways that I can look at all of this stuff, but this one is the easiest to see. So it's 13, right? And also the box itself, if you watched any of my other videos, is 26 or 8, right? So there's 12 lines, 6 faces, 8 corners. All this stuff is Pythagorean theorem. For those of you that are on G Plus with me, you saw I put out a bunch of different commercial advertisements that show the cycles. I mean, it's basically all the different ways you can see the cycles of Venus, and the A being the pentagram at times really even showed it more. So this is a video. I hope you can understand it. So Chris, the 3 that are 1, I keep saying it, and you seem to be talking about Christ. So I don't want you to think that the system hates Christ. It's emulating the basis of the religion. Just like this, the 3 that are 1. See how it's got 3? It's actually 6 right here. And I've gone through the numbers before, but I'll do it again because you want to start talking about our friends, so we'll talk to you as well. So it goes 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72. So this ruler is based on the Pythagorean box. This is the Pythagorean box. And this is the video. Thank you for your time.